Welcome back, ladies and gents. We have here X3 versus Ooredoo Thundery.
10 seconds remain.
In a second, you'll also see the draft. Indeed, the draft is on the way. Tiny Zeus for X3 versus the Ooredoo. Winter Wyvern and Marcy picked up. So, they do have a Wyvern, but there's a lot of damage that goes right through the Golden Race. But Marcy is always a very capable hero. I think Ixon plays it primarily, so it's probably going to be a... not Ixon. Ixon plays the Wyvern most likely, with Omar playing the...
Radiant's turn to ban.
Marcy, because he's more of a playmaking kind of support player.
Seconds remain. 5 seconds remain.
Ba-da-dum-bum-bum. They are currently getting themselves ready for some shenanigans.
10 seconds. 5 seconds. Dire's turn to pick. Radiant's turn to pick. Mars!
Okay. Mars the Impaler picked up for Ooredoo. I'm not a big fan of the mid-Mars. I do know that their coach likes it. I despise it. It's probably going to be an offlane regardless. With a Marcy and a Wyvern, you do have a lot of nice setup stuns and the like to really try and annoy your enemies.
Radiant's turn. Dire's turn.
Juggernaut.
Which I do really like. Juggernaut plus Shakiro. They don't... I mean, with the Avalanche, you could possibly get a nice, like, Shakiro Ice Path landed. The lockdown was pretty neat
10
to work with.
5 seconds remain.
Alchemist was also banned out because everyone plays Alchemist these days. I know that Ooredoo definitely loves playing it. Loved playing it before everyone else. They're going to need to pick... it's probably a Zeus mid with the Tiny 4, I would assume. Well, I mean, that's the thing. They can make the Zeus a 4 or the Tiny a 4. So I rather see them pick something that can... I think Mars is actually not a bad mid here, because it's either Tiny or Zeus that you're up against. And X3 still need to pick up an offlaner, which, considering it's Natty Narwhal, I think he plays a little bit more Zeus. And Valor likes playing Tiny. They're also a team that love playing Alchemist support. And Ooredoo against the Juggernaut Ursa? Ah, yeah, they're gonna go Ursa. It's really good against Jug because Omni Slash not really that scary. You already have the team fight on your team set up. Ursa brings in some Roche capabilities as well. You have the team fight advantage. I do think that they might need to pick up a last pick hero that can push.
10 seconds.
That's where Ooredoo does lack a little bit right now. Maybe
5 seconds remain.
like an offlane or a Lesh mid. Lesh mid would also not be that bad of a choice. I mean, it's not like the most superb, but it pretty much does exactly what it needs to and be very effective doing it. Actually, if Team Secret win this, I'm quickly going to check how the standing is going to be in Western EU. Because I am fairly curious about that.
Dire's turn to ban. Ten seconds. 5 seconds.
Okay, Enigma banned out. Ooredoo. What more to take care of? I think Enigma would have actually been a pretty nice addition because it has a bit of both. Pushing and just being a very big nuisance altogether with the black hole possibilities.
Seconds. 5 seconds.
Time is tickling down.
Dire's turn to ban.
Bat Rider banned out. We saw a Bat Rider safe lane yesterday, which was kind of cool. Venomancer very good against the Ursa, also pretty okay against the Wyvern. It is going to be a tough lane to deal with a Veno Wyvern. I think it would be in their best interest on Ooredoo to kind of like swap. Put the Ursa in the lane against the Juggernaut, that's pretty okay. You're fairly elusive.
10 seconds remain. 5 seconds remain.
Admiral Conker.
Choose your hero.
Okay, so it's going to be a Kunkka mid against the Natty Narwhal Zeus mid. Yeah, there's a lot of damage being able to be pumped out by the Zeus this game. I actually do like Ooredoo's lineup a bit more. The team fight is impeccable. The damage that they can bring out is also pretty solid. And they're fairly tanky and survivable in the process. Though Natty Narwhal is a surprise player, he tends to be just exceptional at what he does. What he does is destroy. So definitely looking forward to seeing what they can bring here on the side of X3. But my prediction right now will be going towards Ooredoo for game number 1. What do you think, chat? Where do you think the advantages lie this game around? Tiny? Because I do not know. It's been a while since I've seen both these teams play. X3 kind of are on a slump, I would say. Kind of how I feel right now. I have 3 best of 3s to cast tomorrow. This is such a dumb thing for me to do.
Fire
And ice. Prepare for battle.
Good luck, good luck. And they are going to smoke out. Next Tuesday is going to be 35 degrees in the Netherlands. Kill me. Can you guess the winner, bro? I can guess all I want. Is it going to be the winner? Very unlikely.
Let the countdown begin.
Fire.
And ice. Remember, the international spirit lives in us all.
And it's going to be 2 for 2 bounty rune trade secured. Shergarat is going for the urn, so probably Spirit Vessel game. They definitely need a Spirit Vessel against literally the entire Dire team. It's going to be super good. Russell on the offlane Mars double bracer build up against the Jakiro Jugger. Does need to double brace, otherwise 1 slow plus spin equals death. Ixon, he's also got a headdress for the extra HP regen in the lane. He gets 2.5. The Mars gets an extra 2, but with those braces he's also going to get some HP regen going, which should be fairly beneficial. Natty Narwhal in the mid lane up against Noob. This is an interesting one because it feels like there's definitely a lot of kill threat from Noob towards Natty Narwhal. In vice versa, there probably is as well. But maybe not as much. Well, in this top lane, yeah, 1 toss onto the Vano, and I think either can die. But to be fair, Omar can also get the toss back later with the dispose, maybe underneath the tower, and it could be disastrous. Omar needs to be fairly careful. He's going to get slowed up. Valor does have a toss leveled. Omar is taking heaps of damage in the process. Yeah, this is not a lane that's going to be easy sustainable. Also, I love the casual headdress. It's always just a little bit questionable where they can turn it in their favor. And what item they can turn it into. Team Secret looking pretty good. I'm fairly curious to see what the Vano can do. Actually, Vano is about to get first blooded. Slawi doesn't want to continue forward because he is pretty low. Does have a very far healing salve is going to be used as well, so the Ursa should be just fine. But yeah, that is first blood secured. Wait, Link says you can't? For me, the link works. I don't know why. Wait. We type.
Don't mind if I do.
That same link. Yeah, that is the exact same link. I don't know why it doesn't work then. That's kind of weird. There's also a 5-minute delay, so I'm talking to someone that doesn't see it yet. Toss back, Valor dropping low. Slawi, can he get the kill? Earn charges are pretty problematic to deal with, and he won't actually be able to catch up to Valor. So a kill in return does come through. Ursa doesn't actually have overpower, so it is taking quite some time to kill off the enemy heroes. With 1 point in overpower, of course, you just go ham. He's going for the Battle Fury build this game. So they're just looking to take this late on Ooredoo, and I think that's for the better as well, because late game Ursa, I mean in general the Dire lineup is super strong. In the late game Slawi is in a lot of trouble. Valor comes walking in as well. The kill secured. TP Finally, the kill secured. Omar TP towards the mid lane. It seems to, I guess, get a kill. Yeah, they did manage to get a kill onto the Zeus at the very least. Which is pretty big for Noob. And he's even going to steal a triple stack neutrals on the side. Or will Natty be able to zap it in time? Oh, he doesn't have the whip available. And Natty steals all those creeps just in time. Otherwise, that could have been disastrous. Valor versus Omar gets traded out. But yeah, Slawi actually really should just be playing in the bottom lane. Because this is just a horrid lane to deal with. Now he's got, you know, another earn charge on Sugarat, on that Veno. It's not making it easier in the slightest. Well, then SMN dies in bot. It is a position 4. Well, actually, it's Ixen playing the Wyvern. So there's Omar playing the 4 position, but then in the safe lane? Sugarat needs to cut the tree so that Floor can walk away. Floor does have tranquil boots already, so this Tiny will just be able to walk around with full HP the entire time. Sidekick would be... Honestly, he should get Sidekick for the overpower. Like, 1 value point in Sidekick is so important to have. Arcane Room for Natty Narwhal, though, in return, might kill off SM Man. He's dropping low. Noob does have the damage, it seems, and the kill will be secured as well. That is going to be a second kill for the Kunkka. Natty did pop his Arcane Rune, but the Noob should be possibly fine. Actually, does need to be a little bit careful, because Thunder God's Wrath with an Arcane Rune is pretty much the perfect time to use it. And Slawi knows it, so he's going to try and stay hidden underneath the tower. He's almost level 6. He actually has a pretty solid amount of experience. Toss back. That's a huge kill. Finally, they get rid of Sugarat a second time. Omar is just purely slowed. I think this game, Boots of Bearing might be a very useful tool as well for the Ooredoo Thunders to get. I just would not know who buys it. Maybe Marcy? Well, a ward plays next to the other ward. They also have some pretty good stacks here on the Dire side, which the Radiant do not have whatsoever. I guess they're just waiting for the Battle Fury on the Ursa, which is definitely going to take quite some time. Not the longest, because he is second in net worth, and his farm is actually pretty exceptional towards mid. Natty Narwhal's going to get chased. Ghost ship flying in. Can they kill off the Zeus? And the TPs are going to scare them off. They're not going to continue that gank attempt. Did cost a TP on the Jakiro, and the Tiny from Valor top lane also tried to TP in. At least 200 gold has been used on the side of X3 for that move. Omar is trying to catch up. Actually, ooh, gotta be careful, Natty. Gots to be careful. Regen room for Omar, because Noob doesn't have a bottle, so there's no real reason for him to keep it. Actually, Valor wants Omar's behind, but Omar's back to full HP. So Valor, nothing to be gained. Ixen is now top side. You've got Slawi in the jungle. Went for a Morbid Mask, actually, instead of just finishing up his Battle Fury as soon as possible. Interesting choice. Does give him a bit more of a chance to take Roche early. And Valor does have a toss. Oh, the slow's not even going to connect onto Omar. Slawi gets another kill added in the bag. 3-1-1. This Ursa is loving life at the moment. Bottom lane Nesphere is not too shabby. He's actually sticking to the Ramses build of going hand of Midas first item on the Jug. Oh my god, don't tell me that Ramses actually fucking created a Juggernaut meta. Or who started with the Juggernaut? Midas. Arena dropped, and that puts the SMN Jakiro in a very rough spot. Noob will make sure that he does falter. The rest of the team need to disengage. Valor underneath tower. They're not going to go for the dive. It costs a TP from Noob, but they are clearly in control on the Ooredoo side. Oh, Natty. It's going to get slow, but gets the reversal slow in with the heavenly jump. However, there is still a chase coming in. Noob, movement speed, X mark, level 3, ghost ship, flying in. Natty, very dead. And they blow him up. Noob gets a double kill. Dominating streak continues his. He's going to go BKB and he's going to get it super fast.
Yes, X marks the spot.
Ooredoo starting to look sublime. However, net worth wise, not accelerating that much with the 6 kill lead. But I guess once Slawi gets his Battle Fury done, farming should go significantly faster with those, at least the big stack. I think someone, I don't know who picked up the small stack. But Ixon tossed up, Zeus all to use. However, a curse thrown in, Veno in trouble. They're going to make sure he falters. Torrent onto 2 by Noob. Going in for more. Valor trying to disengage. Xmark sends Natty back, but he's going to get a kill. And so is Shergarat. Now Noob needs to be a little bit careful. Does he get a good... He doesn't have a whip target here. Slawi did TP in. And SMN is heading out towards top. Slawi is kind of surrounded. They spot him out. He has his enrage still. But no TPs coming in to help out the Ursa. He's going to try and get beneath the tower to stay alive. But they're going back in. Natty Narwhal with the Arcane Rune. He's just pumping out damage like no tomorrow. Gosha flying out onto Natty Narwhal. Will be taken down. Probably? Yeah, he definitely will fall. But what... Look... Okay, that kill was pretty big, but the fact that they did lose the Ursa is actually huge. X-Mark, Torrent, and they will find Valor to boot. They're delaying Slawi in getting his items. Juggernaut is still farming, not as swiftly. But a lot of kills again for Ooredoo. Ooredoo. Doobie 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 Ooredoo. Hey, Sapaziki. There's a 5-minute delay, by the way. Just so you know. You know what I'm gonna do after this series? I'm gonna go for a shave. And I'm gonna go clean shave. Because it's summer and it's hot. And it's been a long time since I've had a clean shave. Which is gonna hurt because I don't know why, but razors always mess up my face. Like, I buy Gillette super expensive bullshit and it still hurts. Noob is 6-0 right now. Looking really good. Honestly, Noob has probably been looking the best of the Ooredoo Thunders lately.
Radiant's bottom tower is in danger.
I'm saying lately, there is not really a lately because they only play Dota Champions League. They'll probably play in the ESL Genting qualifiers that will be coming up in, I think, 2 weeks. Valor underneath the tower. Curse is going to hold him down. It is only Valor. The spear stun comes up on top. They'll quickly get that kill and secure probably the tier 1 tower towards bottom immediately afterwards. So he's still not done with the Battle Fury. He's still... actually, the Ancient stack has been taken care of. I guess that must have been cleared by Noob, otherwise he would not be this farmed.
Radiant's bottom tower is in danger. Radiant have fortified their structures against attack.
Fire and ice.
Going for the Chrysalis next. Probably going to be a
His top tower is under
Silver Edge kind of game. Iron Ground Ward just placed, and SMN is not in attack range to deny it, so sadness. Place, that's always the most painful moment. You place a ward and they counter it half a second later. Floor doesn't have a blink yet.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Noob, considering going for the X mark. But needs creeps to do that. And he waited for the creeps perfectly. In comes the ghost ship. Ghost ship connects. Whip. Toss back. Valor with a nice Avatos combo coming in. Omar, he can't really get away. He's going to get taken down. The Ice Path won't connect onto Noob. Zeus ulti actually used to secure the kill onto Omar. What? Okay, that bounce is just bullshit. But Noob gets the TP back to safety regardless. He Omni slashes a creep so that it jumps to the Kunkka.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Arena does get blown. Poison Nova from the Veno. They're trying to extend the fight as long as possible on the X3 side. Look at the damage they're taking. Winter's Curse onto Natty Narwhal. And Ixon with the Splinter Blast wanting to kill off Sugar, but he's going to stay alive with no HP left. Timed it completely incorrectly. Kunkka is going to piggy run away. Slowy does have his Battle Fury now done. Noob should be fine. There's no more catching up to this Kunkka, who does have Chrysalis now finally finished up. I'm saying finally, but he is superly farmed. Omar in mid, gonna get cracked. And that Spirit Vessel from Veno is doing a lot of work.
Dire have fortified their structures against attack. There is little hope for Dire's middle tower.
Fire and ice.
Dire's middle tower is
Yule's next on Natty. Yeah, Yule's on Natty. Yule's on the Venomancer as well, because you're up against Kunkka. You don't want to get X Mark comboed into oblivion. You have to be a bit careful with, of course, Omni Slash and the like on your team, that you don't use it offensively incorrectly. But yeah, there's a... They possibly need a pipe on the Dire side, actually. They have a blink on the Mars, but I think a pipe would be super advantageous for them. Someone could turn their headdress into a pipe. Because Zeus plus Veno is 90% magic damage. Actually, Juggernaut as well once he gets the shard. They almost only exclusively have magic damage on the side of X3. Okay, Valora getting spotted. No Splinter Blast thrown up by Ixon. Give that kill to Noob, who continues on with that Kunkka level 15 now. I have no idea which talent's better. So they're going for Roche, actually. The lineup that is clearly a very slow Roche taking lineup. Yeah, that Zeus ulti kind of gives away what they're doing, but they're way too slow to respond. Roche is already dead. That's going to be the Aegis in the hands of the Juggernaut. And an Ursa with a Morbid Mask does not do anything to try and yoink Roche. That is actually kind of baffling.
I could do with more of that.
Floor dies in the bottom lane again. He's pretty much dying there the entire time. It's actually not going to be a Silver Edge. It's going to be a straight Daedalus Kunkka. So Noob is just going to try and one-shot the enemy team. I mean, the damage difference is pretty astounding.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Bottom lane. Oh, the Ice Bath just missing the mark. You do have the shard now on the jug as well. So it's looking pretty okay for X3. Slawi still needs that BKB before he really wants to take any engagement. Same for Russell. So they're probably just going to try and dodge it as much as possible for the time being.
Double damage.
The dire scan on the hunt for radiant forces.
Have a toss back. Ixon, Wyvern is going to get spun on, and that is a nice kill because now you don't have to deal with the curse for the short future. He is building up the Blink Dagger, so that's going to be pretty important, especially against a Juggernaut because it interrupts your TP, but if Juggernaut gets cursed next to any of his allies, he'll probably kill them. Floor also has a Blink, which is a pretty big pickup. Actually, Noob's going S and Y here instead of finishing up the Daedalus. So probably still considering maybe going for the Silver Edge.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's courier has been killed.
Courier snipe. They also see the direction that the courier came from, so they know exactly where their opponents are. But they still are gonna go there willy-nilly. Nice dodge of the Ice Bath, but Russell misses the spear and he's just gonna get... They saw where the courier was going. I'm surprised that they still just jumped on their own triangle.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Bottom lane, Noob and Omar just chilling. X-Mark trying to clear up the creeps, but yeah, he cancels X-Mark quickly and Noob is just going to try and run away. He does have a BKB in case they want to catch up to him, but he's a little bit too swifty with the phase boots. Is going to TP towards mid to defend the tier 1 tower. Nesphere takes quite a decent amount of damage from that whip.
Regeneration.
It's weird you can't whip off of a Veno ward. Actually, they're going in. Tossback coming through. He pops the BKB, throws out the ghost ship just to be able to stay healthy as a clam. But that is going to be ghost ship used in the process. It was a Thunder God's Wrath in return. At least they got something pretty worthwhile out of it. But the tier 1 tower is in favor of X3, and that's the bigger objective here. They gained actually something out of that little skerfuffle. And it also helps that you reduce the cooldown, the active duration on BKB. Okay, they're gonna smoke up. Russell, they're close. Ixon does have a blink. And that's also the target that they want because he's the annoyance factor this game. And he is also annoyingly going to fall. Yeah, he's already marked up. He wants the shard and he wants the Shadow Blade. Nice Yule Scepter to interrupt Russell's big spear. The toss out coming in. Slawy's actually on the wrong side, but look at the damage from Noob. That whip damage did everything. Omni Slash coming in from Nashville. He's going in for Omar. They're going to just run out on the side of Ooredoo Thunders. Noob is actually taking a lot of damage. Is going to pop the BKB TP back to base. Right clicks won't be able to finish him off, but I just want to see. He just like whipped once and then boom, almost everyone died. But the problem is, Poison Nova, you've got that debuff on you and you're pretty much forced to walk back. Toskak, I literally have zero clue. Like, I don't know anyone in the industry that would know. Okay, curse onto Valor. Try and keep him at bay, but okay, they find a 10 kill streak Noob. And Ooredoo looking like they might be in a bit of trouble. Blink available for the Tiny, but he doesn't have his Avatar's combo available, so Slawy does still get himself back to safety. But Noob dying there, that is pretty freaking huge.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
Also has a VKV.
Dire's middle tower
He's going
is
for the
under
fresh
attack.
orb. I like it. Oh, E-Blade's so nice though, especially against the Ursa this game. And the amount of magic damage that they have on X3. I still think that someone should have gone a pipe on the Ooredoo side. Because they're just dying to Zeus and Feno every fight.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Ooh. Heat beat K23 already. Sprouts ahead of Rare Atom. And CSGO looking pretty good for my CSGO predictions today at the very least. Yules for the Tiny. He also has a Yules done. Everyone is building a Yules on the side of X3 against Noob's X-Mark combo. Speaking of Noob, gotta be a little bit careful. They spot him out. It's a... Oh, almost hits an Ice Torrent onto Natty. But they're just gonna disengage. They really need a good curse setup for the Wyvern. And also a moment where they can actually, like, group up and go for a fight.
Tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Creeping in. Noob gets tossed back, but there is going to be Slawy jumping in. BKB usage. But again, the Yules is just kiting everything out for so long. Omni Slash onto Noob. Cold Embrace will keep him. No! Omar just killed Ixenoff. Oh my god. Oh my, that was just so absolutely horrendous. He jumps up on top of the Cold Embrace Kunkka. And because of that, drags the Omni Slash with him to kill off Ixen. That is beyond horrid. That is game losing.
I deserve this.
If I was Ixen right there, I'd report him. For tilting me. I'll add some predictions as well. Heat plus 1.5 over intro. Because that one came a little bit later. Yeah, it's not looking too good for Ooredoo. They're definitely just severely lacking in coordination in most of these fights. Also, the fact that they have 3 Yule Scepters on the Radiant side is very problematic. Ursa jumps somewhat. They need nullifiers. Sloughy needs a nullifier. He's going Basher. No, just go Nullify. And Basher's also good against Jug, though. But you need nullifiers against the Yule Scepters, against the Force Staff that's coming up, against the E-Blade. That way, you can one-shot anyone that you target. Which is big. Oh, not again. Ixon, he's going to get caught first. No curse availability. Again, in comes the Yule Scepter, being the biggest nuisance possible. Sloughy going for the TP back to base. And another teamfight victory secured for X3. Roche is up. That's an Aegis plus shard. And yeah. I don't really get why Ixon is always the first one. Why is he always in front? Literally, his curse can turn a fight around completely. It's their best team fight to cool down. Because it can reset everything. Ah, Sloughy takes a heap of damage. Yule Scepter during his enrage. And he will try and run away. Does get the blink to the side though, and stays alive. That's pretty nice. Natty, he's gonna get caught, interrupted on the TP. That's a big kill. They find the Zeus scurrying about. They smoke up immediately. Valor is towards bot, and Noob did TP in that direction.
Is under attack.
Nesfear doesn't care about the fact that his Zeus is dead. He's just going to continue up topside. Shargarut is the one that you probably want to kill first. Because he's got Ags. You kind of need to blow him up before he gets his ulti off. And yes, that's exactly what they do. 75 seconds. No Veno. They take back their jungle. Outpost to be secured. Sloughy does a lot of damage. Towards mid though. Why the fuck is he trying to kill off the tier 1? I don't get Ike's in this game. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna right click down the tier 1 tower mid because that is really going to make any difference. My man, they need you alive for every team fight. You're the save against Omni Slash. Russell dropping low, but jumping onto Nesfear. Bash is not available just yet. Nesfear's dropping low. Does have an Omni Slash. He's going to go for the bounce in. Will get the kill secured. Drag back to the side. Sloughy's going to continue. Pops that Aegis. And now, without a BKB and Enrage available, he's just going to go for the blink back to base. Noob's got a full satanic finish up on the Kunkka. So he's a beef daddy. And is going to blink up so he can X-mark himself, blink, hit a wave, and then TP out. Well, X-mark back to get to safer territory. I would assume that is kind of his thought process right now.
Double damage.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Nesfear with the next item, Basher. Scotty is also so good this game. They added Shivas on top. Oh my god. Basher's done on Ursa. Nullifier is a must-have. If you check out the items on the enemy side, there's going to be an Ale Disc being built up. They've got 3 Yuleses. They've got a 4 staff on Shakiro, 4 staff on the Tiny. He's going for the Ghost Scepter. You get 1 Nullifier, okay, on the Ursa, and he just literally can destroy in a team fight. Because there is no way you can save a teammate that is being jumped. 0 ways. The only thing is Zeus can possibly hop away, but for the most part, everyone else is dead.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Okay, not no way. Tiny could toss his ally and those kind of shenanigans, but incredibly unlikely. He's going Abyssal Blade, which I think is a shit choice, but okay. Going in onto Valor, but the backline jump comes out. Slawi is about to be kited, it seems. They're going to go in, get the catch onto the Zeus, take him down. Sugarut misses his ulti on most of the enemy. In comes Nesphere. Does have the Omni Slash. Slawi is dropping very low, pops his Enrage in the sky. Up high he goes. He's actually going to go in. Curse gets thrown out onto Valor. Slawi trying to run away. Can he disengage? No, he cannot. The Golden Race won't keep him alive against the spin because that's primarily magic damage. And they will buy back on the Zeus, running away. New BKB TP out. And I guess he got bashed in the process. But Noob is going to die. It does have Satanic to get rid of the debuffs, you know, that he could do. But I guess he could also not do that. Yeah, you never know. And a big fat team fight victory for X3. Yeah, Ursa just gets blown to smithereens. And they also kite the crap out of him. Because I guess Nullifier is a shit item or something. Because what does Abyssal Blade really give you? It gives you a guaranteed stun. Nice, you're Ursa. You literally hit 6 attacks in half a second. So Basher is already a guaranteed stun. Just stick with that. Basher is guaranteed. The only thing that's a problem is if you can't hit your enemies. And right now, that problem is the lack of a Nullifier. Mid lane, Omar, Golden Brace can't keep you alive. Like, Golden Brace is nice and all, but it just does nothing in terms of keeping your allies alive. Glimmer. Glimmer, Pipe, anything that is bringing your teammates sustain is grandiose. They have none of it. They have BKBs and they're thinking that's enough. And again, Ixon gets caught. He gets hit by Zeus ulti. They see him, and he's sticking around in the same spot. Bro, Ooredoo is playing like absolute potatoes. And it is going to be X3 taking game number 1. Very well played by X3, but a horrible game by Ooredoo. Ixon's been caught out every single fight on the Wyvern. Just standing in a very uncomfortable position, being completely evaporated. Noob went 10-0 and then realized that he's a Kunkka, so if he can't get the lineup with the whip, he falls off significantly. And just, yeah, it's just... To be fair, X3 really itemized well, but that itemization could be countered with 1 item, and then you destroy them. But that is game number 1 in this series. There is still a game number 2, and possibly 3 to be witnessed. We'll be going towards a short little break. Before that happens, my name is DK Truman. Don't forget to follow the channel. While you are at it, it does mean the world to me. I'll see you guys for the next game after the break. So the draft's about to start, but I will be quickly eating dinner, so I'll be muting myself for the beginning of the game. I'll be back in a little bit.
10
Sorry.
seconds. 5 seconds. Radiant's turn to ban. It is Dire's ban. Radiant must choose. Ten seconds remain. Dire's turn to pick.
Tiny.
10 seconds. 5 seconds remain. Dire's turn to pick.
Winter Wyvern.
Radiant's turn to pick.
Puck.
Ten seconds remain. 5 seconds remain. It is Radiant's ban.
Skywrath Mage.
Dire's turn to ban. It is Radiant's ban. Ten seconds. 5 seconds. Dire's Radiant's turn to ban. It is Dire's ban. Dire's turn to pick. Radiant must choose.
Flinks.
Ten seconds remain. 5 seconds.
Night Stalker.
Ten seconds remain. 5 seconds remain. Dire must choose.
Crystal Maiden.
Ten seconds. 5 seconds. It is Radiant's band.
Monkey King.
Ten seconds. 5 seconds remain. Dire's turn to ban. Radiant's turn to ban. It is Dire's ban. Ten seconds remain. 5 seconds. Radiant must choose. Ten seconds to remain to pick.
Fuse Night.
Ten seconds. 5 seconds remain. Select your hero. Make the ultimate choice. 10 seconds remain. 5 seconds.
Oh, the entire draft is now done, and I'm finally done with food. Jeez. Oh, God, that feels so much better. I was so freaking tired in the first game. Okay, so we got Noob on the tiny mid, Russell Offlane Night Stalker, CM5 for Sky, and the CK for Slawi. Versus a... Wait, what? A 4 position Clinks? Is that really what I'm seeing? Or, yeah, Enrink is Valor, right? What? Okay, that's it. That's a weird one. I do know that I think Xingqiu has played position for
Down you go.
yeah, has played position for Clinks before. It is a really good Wyvern game. Though I think Sky can, like, Omar can be everything. That silence is just disastrous to deal with. And the silence as well. I'm gonna go with Ooredoo. Even though I think it's probably a very stupid move. There's gonna be first blood secured for the side of Ooredoo. And they're quickly gonna count toward their high ground ward as well.
Just 30 seconds now. As pressure builds, the stalwart remain true.
A wyvern's breath.
I can assign you to dust.
Ice cream. Well, not necessarily ice cream, but ice.
Radiant versus Dire.
A wyvern's breath.
A wyvern's breath. See, it's gonna be 3 bounties for X3 with only the singular one for Ooredoo, even though they did get first blood. And I guess they're gonna start it off with a aggressive tri-lane coming up for Ooredoo. Ooredoo against a monkey Clinks. What the fuck? Okay. Do they know that's an aggressive tri-lane? They're gonna go in onto Nasphere, who just got back towards stop. Slowed down, is just gonna get bullied all the way back. Valor does do a lot of damage though with that Blightstone. And also Searing Arrows. So Harass is pretty strong on a Clinks Pulse 4. And Russell bottom lane. I mean, Wyvern is not really that good at harassing. At all.
A wyvern's
The big
breath.
plus, the thing is, CK solutions are kind of useless this game against the Wyvern and against the Brewmaster. So Ixen is actually going to get taken down as well. They cut the tree that Nasphere was on, but do they have the damage? Stun comes in from Slawi. Nasphere stays alive thanks to the magic stick, and Valor might just get another kill. Omar very low, but he'll be staying alive, and Slawi is looking to cut another tree that Nasphere is standing on. Actually, Valor is doing so much damage here on that Clinks. Let's get frozen, jump in, stun up, Invis detection comes out a little bit too, well, later, but not too late. And they will find the kill regardless. Slawi also healing self completely used. Didn't take damage in the process, so it's back to full.
A wyvern's breath.
Pretty nasty slows. 3 deaths cut. Flora also has 2 fairy fires just to get that extra auto attack damage in. Skeleton walk. Pretty neat tool, but as you can see, Nesfir's got 3 creep kills. And that is not too advantageous for the Monkey King. Mid lane as well. Natty Narwhal struggling against Noob so far, at least in terms of last hitting creeps. But Noob is going to walk all the way back to base. Heal up, TP to mid. Alfred. Dust onto Valor, but he'll actually get dragged back. And Valor's gonna get cracked again. Russell might die. No, Wyvern just doesn't have the damage. Even though Russell is, quote unquote, not having the best lane, he still has more creep kills than Sugarat. What the fuck? And he's level 4.5 on the Night Stalker. He's having a really good time on this Night Stalker. Especially once in 1 minute it's going to be nighttime, and that bottom lane might be problematic here for X3.
I'm burning up.
Okay. Omar takes quite some time. No invis detection though. Well, bottom lane, they're looking again to possibly go in onto Russell. Who's keeping an extra point the entire time, in case it's needed. To be fair, you don't need Hunter in the night. Level 2 until it's nighttime. Oh, Nashville dying again. This monkey doesn't even have brown boots. 5 minutes in as a safe laner. That is one hell of a poor monkey. And it's nighttime, so you gotta be a bit fearful of the Russell Night Stalker. Towards mid, Natty Narwhal gets a blast and a right click, and Noob gets a kill with a nice little rotation in from Omar. They're winning 2 of the lanes. Last game they were pretty far ahead as well, and they kind of fucked up, but
Dire's middle tower is under attack. There is little hope for Dire's middle tower.
okay, Floor. Oh, there's no mana on the Crystal. Nesfree does get stunned up, but the creeps will find Ixen in the process. And Slawi's just going to chop away at the Monkey King. Doesn't even have Jingle Mastery, so he doesn't have anything to fear on the CK.
Look to their middle tower.
9 last hits is not pretty. And Slawi cuts the correct tree because Nesfree decides tree dancing is for suckers. Takes a lot of damage. Can he get away is the question. Bound the Strike will keep him going for now. Actually, Slawi's the one taking a lot of damage, but Ixen joins the fray. And Valor is probably going to die immediately after getting himself back in action. Jump forward from Netfear, trying to kill off Ixen, who is going to die to the creeps. No Curse Snap? Okay. And Russell gets a solo kill in the bottom lane onto Panda.
A wyvern's breath.
for that chunking damage, though. And that's Fear Force back.
Dire's top tower is in danger.
Really bad lane setup from X3.
Look to their top tower.
No goal for you.
Dominating.
This to me.
A wyvern.
My guy's just absolutely screwed.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
I'm almost done with my
Dire's
screen.
middle tower is under attack. Dire structures are fortified.
Nesphia has less farm than Omar.
There is
And
little
Valor
hope
almost
for
has the same
Dire's
amount of
middle
farm.
tower. Radiant structures are fortified.
At last.
Tier 1 tower. Towards mid's already taken down top as well.
Fallen.
8 minutes in. If they still lose this game, it would be beyond me.
Dire's bottom is under attack.
Okay, there. Now I just ate my my dessert. Now I'm ready to focus completely onto this game. Panda split's almost over. Illusion does get taken down. SMN quickly bursts down the Wyvern, looking for more. Noob in the trees. Cuts the correct tree. Nashville is going to get caught out. Tossed back as well. And Noob with a dominating streak with that haste rune gets a quick smackdown. I think this game might be over fairly quickly.
A wyvern.
Okay, they find themselves another kill. Valor is taken down. The Wukong Swan onto Noob, who is inside the coil. Will take a heap of damage. Does have his Echo Saber available, so Nati does need to be possibly a little bit careful. Avatars. Nati, the dodge sidestep from Noob. He's still alive. Freeze coming out onto Nesphere. Golden Race keeps him alive for a little bit longer. Doesn't have the bomb to strike for now, and will get cracked by Slawi. Oh, they keep him all alive. Silence onto Natty Narwhal. He can't disengage, but now he can, and he should be fine? Question mark? Yeah, should be fine. In the meantime, bottom lane, I think it was a solo kill from the Night Stalker there. Yeah, Russell solo kills off the Panda. Was going for Hando's Midas first item, because X3's just been absolutely dominated in the early game.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Noob on the sprint awake, and he has been playing on very low HP the entire time. Jump in onto Omar. Bomb strike interrupts Noob for any attempts, but Brumas is dead. Quickly gets cracked before he got his split off. Nesphere dead as well. Yeah, bro, this is just insane. They just destroy. They're walking over X3. 8k net with advantage in 11 minutes. Double kill, Slawi. 804 in 11 minutes. Score is now 420. Pog. And the silence onto Natty Narwhal is the hard counter, of course. 2A puck. TP coming through from Valor. Noob does have dust.
There is little hope for Dire's middle tower.
They want to get a kill onto Noob, which would be pretty nice, but it's really rough to set it up. Bruce Split could probably get it. Actually, they're going to turn their attention to Omar, who's going to throw out the silence, but will be still jumped and annihilated regardless.
That killed you?
Noob almost kills off Lore. Brew split used by Sugarat. Noob's gonna go for the TP attempt. And he gets the TP to safety. Oh, that is a brew split wasted, my guy. That's a 140-second cooldown, and you gain nothing from it.
My just reward.
Here's beer in your eye.
Russell also walking next to his enemies. No harm, no foul. He wants to go for the shard, but I guess he'll have to suffice with the blink this game around. Actually, he's going in for Nesphere, but Russell doesn't have Invis detection, and Valor knows exactly that that's the case. Hunter in the night with the Dark Ascension going in for Nesphere. He TP'd towards the tier 1 tower bottom. That's not the best TP considering it's like 100 yards away. But from behind, it's Noob and Omar coming through. Can they get the guy silence onto the puck? Avalanche, Mystic Flare, toss, boom, crackdown. It's all onto Sugar at the brew without his ulti. And the GG gets called as expected. There's no chance that X3 want to continue this game. They just got destroyed. A 13-minute game for Ooredoo. 13 minutes. And it is already over. Okay, that is pretty surprising. Yeah, there's not much to talk about. They got stomped in lane. The aggressive trialing was a very good job by Ooredoo Thunders. And yeah, we'll be going towards another break. I guess I ate longer than the fucking game lasted. So we'll be back for game number 3, the final one in this series, after the break. Well, ladies and gents, welcome back to game or draft number 3 of game number 3. My name is D2CL Truman for the D2 Champions League Season 13. Indeed, yesterday we had the grand finals of Season 12, and now we are already back into Season 13 to witness what will transpire. Ooredoo Thunders versus X3. And, well, who will be coming up on top in this game to decide the first winner in this season? Quickly gonna have to open up the Wikipedia page, see if Season 13 is already up there. I don't see it yet, so it might take a little bit longer into the future until we get to see that one, unfortunately, being thrown out there, so that I know, you know, all the teams that are playing currently. Yeah, that's a slightly unfortunate.
10 seconds.
But, of course, that will not stop us just yet.
5 seconds.
We do have ourselves a couple of picks being secured here. Winter Wyvern Marcy for X3. It's probably going to be another Wyvern for SMN. And then Valor on the Marcy. We Ooredoo going for the Tiny Snapfire. They actually play Snapfire on the 5 position, if I'm not mistaken. But I think they also play it on, like, maybe, was it Noob that played it in the mid lane? I can't really remember, but they did some... They are a team that loves the Snapfire. Also, very solid hero, obviously, against the Winter Wyvern. Because Mortimer's Kiss is very good to kill someone off who is Cold Embrace. Visage for X3. That's a Suregrut hero, and then some. Very good at microing. Lots of damage coming through. They picked the Wyvern themselves, so they don't have to fear it being counted in that regard. And honestly, it's one of the stronger heroes in this current patch. It did have a prominent place where it got picked pretty much every game. That slightly fell off. So it's not really that heavily contested anymore, but still a hero that does get chosen a fair bit, especially in the Eastern European region.
Dyer's turn to pick.
Another CK pick for this time Slawi on Ooredoo. Probably Slawi. I assume it's gonna be for Slawi. And that is it's like an okay-ish hero. I mean, last game he did actually get super far ahead thanks to the aggressive tri-lane that they had. But I don't think that you can bank everything on that specific scenario. Because that was a one in a couple kind of game where everything went wrong for their opponents.
5 seconds remain. Dyer's turn to ban.
Juggernaut. Okay, so the Crystal Maiden on Ooredoo, which is, well, we saw it in the last game. It's pretty solid. We know Celery plays it a lot from the Gaming Gladiator side. Juggernaut for X3 worked well for them in game number 1, where he went for the Midas plus into Millstone. It's also a hero that's pretty okay against the CK, even though CK has a couple of tools against the Juggernaut. For the most part, Juggernaut has a pretty okay game. There's no BKB piercing stun on Ooredoo, so he can always spin TP to safety. CK can be still pretty deadly with a Reality Rift once it pierces BKB at level 20, and that's kind of a little bit of an iffy moment, but I really like X3's draft so far. Ooredoo, not too bad themselves. I assume this is a Suregrut Visage. I would still be a little bit afraid if I was Ooredoo for a Timbersaw pick, but it depends on what Ooredoo's last pick is going to be. Zeus would also have been a pretty good one because Zeus with the shard does percentage-based damage, and that's kind of what you want against big, strengthy heroes.
5 seconds remain. Dire's turn to ban.
Well, game number 1 was actually secured for Tundra against Gaming Gladiators. Okay. Bloodseeker is still pretty freaking powerful. I actually can't wait for Thursday. Thursday is going to be so good. Well, in the morning I'm going to be super tired, but I will probably sleep during the early day so that I can be completely reinvigorated because there are so many good SA Division 2 games to be played. They actually banned the Timbersaw on X3 side. Okay, that is, for me, very surprising because I thought Timbersaw would have been the perfect pick for X3 themselves. Plus, Juggernaut doesn't struggle that much against, say, Timbersaw, right? I mean, if they pick Timbersaw, you just pick... Actually, I don't know what you pick. Maybe Bloodseeker mid or some weird stuff? Yeah. Nah, that would probably be too slow.
10 seconds.
I think Void Spirit mid's pretty good. Can blow up the CK illusions very easily. Does need to be careful of the tiny though. And I assume it's a tiny mid for noob. But we'll see with this last pick what is going to be the mid laner. Because they can always give noob the Snapfire very easily.
10 seconds. 5 seconds.
And then put the tiny on 4.
Radiant's turn to pick.
I speak for the trees.
He speaks for the trees. Wait, is this a noob NP? Or are they going to be playing safe lane, Slawi, MP, and then put the CK off lane? Which is also CK plus Snapfire is not a bad off lane duo.
10 seconds.
I legit have no idea what they're
5
doing.
seconds.
Beats me. But I'm all for it. Shakiro for X3. Wait, so that means Wyvern mid? Yeah, Wyvern, Natty, Narwhal mid. It's going to be offlane Nate's Prophet. Sugargrit on the Visage offlane. SMN 5 Shakiro. Valor on the 4 Marcy. And the Juggernaut in the safe lane. Versus mid Snapfire. So you're going to have mid Wyvern versus mid Snapfire. Tiny 4. This is such a weird draft on both sides. I'm going to go with X3 to close out this series. I think the last game was just very bad lanes. This time around, their lanes are pretty A-okay. And I really love Natty Narwhal on the off-brand support mid lane heroes. He's also a superb coddle. His Wyvern is exquisite. I think that they can secure game number 3 in their favor. Well, we'll have to wait and see. People in chat, who do you root for? Who do you think is going to be able to take home that juicy bacon and start off season 11, season 13 with a W? Marcy, okay, 6 victories predicted in a row. Decent win-loss ratio. Crystal Maiden, ooh. Last 20 games, 14 wins. 5 wins in a row. Well, then you're going to get to the 14 wins pretty quickly. Natty, Mother Truck, and Narwhal with the RGB lighting Wyvern skin.
Your reputation precedes your...
I always find... the thing is, I find Snapfire very rarely to be super effective as a mid laner. Of course, it has its avenue. Once you get to super late with like the little shred of multi-shot and stuff, you can tear apart your enemies. But there's this moment in mid-game where the hero just falls off significantly. And that's where Wyvern is really strong. Once Wyvern gets bots, Witchblade Ags, it's kind of a superpower spike for the hero. And hard to catch as well. I guess with the Nate's Prophet, once he hits level 20 Sprout Leashes, it's slightly better. Slightly is still not good. This time around, there seems to not be a First Blood Secural. Or are they going for the peekaboo play? Nah, I would assume they're just going to go for a 2-for-2 bounty rune trade.
The battle begins.
And a 2-for-2 bounty rune trade Secural coming in. No big surprises. Bottom lane, it's going to be Nesphere chilling out. Actually, okay, they're still here. Ooredoo. SMN not going to walk up. They're spending quite a bit of time forcing to TP. Slawi, that's going to be his TP scroll on cooldown. They're not peeking their heads just yet, and that is, well, the ward being fairly successful. High ground ward got placed. If you placed that observer ward there, that could have been huge, but Ixon actually not too shabby on that trade-off. And that's a good way to start off the lane. Soul counter, soul assumption, smack Slawi out of the laning stage. Nesphere might get some nasty harass in the bottom lane, especially considering SMN is nowhere to be seen just yet. And they kind of need his dual breath and liquid fire to reduce the attack speed of Russell. For the right clicks, however, Slawi gets stunned in onto Sugarat. There's still a lot of damage coming out that you have to be very wary of. Slawi does have a magic stick and a fairy fire, and the healing salve as well will keep him just fine and dandy. Mid lane noob starting it off pretty nicely. Nazi Narwhal, the Wyvern is a hero that has absolutely atrocious attack damage, attack range, and everything in between. Mainly really relies on getting Splinter Blast creep kills.
Denied.
Especially the attack animation compared to the Snapfire, which is just a shotgun instant hit, is just massive. That's why I always found it interesting to see a Wyvern mid lane, because the hero, in a sense, is just stupidly weak in the early game. I guess the change to Arctic Burn's duration is pretty okay. Am I going for a very lengthy pull? Laning stage wise, it's looking pretty okay for Ooredoo right now. Omar also pulled the creeps behind the tower, which is gonna cost him a little bit. Slawi does get first blood, but traded out by Sugarat. But first blood is definitely pretty advantageous, of course, for the extra gold. And considering the Visage has barely any mana left. Okay, slightly more now. It's actually gonna get a double Null Talisman delivered right about now, which is a pretty big spike in stats.
Radiant's courier has been killed. Somewhere, someone lays blame.
What have we here?
Forcing them back. Slawi is gonna healing salve up. There's a slow healing salve, gifted healing salve, so it doesn't heal that much. But they are gonna go in onto Slawi. Soul Assumption. Only 3 counters now, and now okay, Slawi, that definitely does hurt a little bit too much. Ixon with the freeze onto Valor, but the tower is focusing down the creeps instead, so Valor will be just fine. Even as a jump away, Ixon with all the mangoes in the world being nommed. Just need to be careful not to deal too much damage. Valor? Hello?
You will no match.
Okay, that was an interesting move.
Next time.
And they will actually get the kill onto Sugar. Yeah, I don't really know what Floor was trying to do there. I guess he wanted to jump and kill the CK, but he just dove underneath the tower, lost almost all of his HP. And Nati, the mid matchup, is definitely favoring Noob on the Snapfire so far. Net worth wise, it's also an advantage here for Ooredoo. Ixon. Gonna go for the pull. Vlor's right next door. I'm actually wondering if Nesphir is going to go for the Maelstrom Rush or the Midas build this game. He went for it in game number 1. Oh, and top lane. They're constantly fighting in the top lane. I really should keep my eye on the prize there. Mid lane. Noob will find Natty Narwhal with the Kisses of Death. But Omar dies afterwards. He does not get the experience, which is a little bit problematic on the Wyvern. But it is, you know, it could be worse. You could also not get anything out of it. And Noob is looking really good, but we saw what his massive advantage could do in game number 1 when he played the Kunkka. It was so good to get 10 kills, and then afterwards it just fell flat completely. Oh, Natty actually has to walk back to mid. Room bottom, double damage. Valor is gonna at least pick it up to deny Noob getting it. I don't really know why he's walking into the direction of Noob, but I guess it's so that Natty Narwhal can go in with the damage, see if they can kill off the Tiny. And actually, double damage Marcy still does tend to hurt a little bit. He will at least be able to recharge his bottle in the process. And Natty Narwhal gets a kill for his troubles. Level 7 is still pretty decent for last-hitting creeps. Splinter Blast at least gets rid of the range creeps at that point. It is still not as strong as, of course, something like a Coddle Blast, but it's pretty solid regardless. Sugar, he's got his familiars. And now the Visage is online. If you can get a stun onto the crystal, that should be an easy kill all day. She went for a stag. Trying to get the pull. Sugarette. There's a toss back. In comes the blast. They get 1 stun. They get 2 stun. Ixon is dead. And Slawi is looking for more. He does have his Phantasm available. Omar coming in from behind as well. Sugar would be a big target if they could kill him. But in comes SMN. Gets the slow going. Slawi, does he get the disengage? Yes, he does underneath the tower. And Valor will be staying alive. Staying alive for now. Oh, dodging into the trees so that the blast doesn't come through. The toss back. Slawi CK is dropping low. Nate's Prophet TP coming in from behind. They will find Slawi, but the 2 supports are going to get overwhelmed by the sheer rotations coming in from Ooredoo. Even the familiars will be smacked by the illusion. So Slawi at least gets something from beyond the grave, and it was a 3-for-1 trade. Plus Noob now has the money to finish up his bots and be everywhere his team needs him to be.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And this time around, Nesphir is just going to go for the Maelstrom and not the Midas. Whereas Natty's not going to go bots rush, he's just going to go Witchblade. And Witchblade Wyvern with 1 auto attack does stupid amounts of damage. This would be big if Slawi dies. They do have the spin to win. Omni Slash was used. I guess it turned out to be an unfortunate 1 Splinter Blast, and the kill goes to Natty Narwhal. And Ness, yeah, they do manage to take down Slawi again. The CK not having as good as a game as last one. Not even in the slightest. Sugarette needs to be a bit careful. Noob has TP topside.
Don't mind if I do.
And they will just blow up the Visage. Plus the familiars. They get a kill, a Visage familiar kill apiece. Yeah, they probably need to place a ward on X3 like there or there to give vision in the area. Otherwise, the Visage is just going to go to his death every single time. Because this is pretty nice, Gravekeeper's Cloak, but they can get rid of those layers pretty quickly. Toss back from Omar. Where the frick did he just come from? Omar's playing superbly well on the Tiny, creating a lot of plays. Nati trying to get a curse off. Does get the curse onto Noob, who is going to take some damage. Ice Path on top. Cannot scurry himself back and will be taken down. Sugar gets that kill secured. Ixon is here. Does not have Freezing Field. Decided against leveling it so far. As Fears Maelstrom coming closer. Slawi is going for the... Is he still going for an Orb of Corrosion? I would assume he's just going to get himself the armlet quick. Then probably Echo. Actually, not. He doesn't have much mana. Needs to be a bit careful because he also doesn't have Cold Embrace. So if he gets dragged back to Slawi, the CK could smack him. Jurgurut, not again. They are really countering this Visage superbly. Avatos, kill secured. SMN on the run. The Kiss is coming in as well. He's trying to sidestep it, but there is no sidestepping when you have AT split to run to double kill topside. And yeah, Jurgurut's just getting so heavily focused that the Visage is really struggling. Still ahead of Slavi for some reason, but he is really struggling. Omar is incredibly farmed, 1,000 gold already in towards his Blink. Ixon on the Crystal Maiden, also not too shabby. Russell's actually going Orchid Rush. Okay. He's going to have it at a very good timing as well. Tier 1 tower top has been secured. That's the first tier 1 tower of the game that has been taken care of. And Jurgurut, he's just going to go for the Plaids, which obviously turns into the superb new item, Wraithback, which is kind of a busted item. Oh, SMN, toss back. There's a TP coming through from Valor. Noob is actually a very nice target if they can take him down. He does get stunned in the process. Valor does a lot of damage here. Almost takes down Noob. One more auto attack was needed and he would have fallen. Nesphere Healing Ward keeps Valor going, and they're actually going in onto Ixon. The Healing Ward is still there. TP attempt. Ixon will be stunned and Valor is still not dead. He's healing up nicely. Great job from Nesphere to keep him going. And Omni Slash is going to get baited out. Avatos in return will still find a kill. And Omar might, he's just going to, is he going to, yeah, he's just going to disengage. Well, again, Jurgurut dies in another lane. The Vis is just getting absolutely pummeled.
The dire scan, on the hunt for radiant forces.
Dominating!
Oh, now T-Narwhal does get the kill onto Russell. Curse is a pretty good tool. And also, our Witchblade hurts, like, stupidly hard on a Wyvern. I don't know why specifically on a Wyvern. When he pops Arctic Burn, he just melts opponents. I guess his int gain is pretty high. Jump in onto Ixon. He's going to get tossed back. The Familiars are still there. One stun, blast, another soul assumption. Ixon's going to stay alive. Does have the double Fluffy Hat coming into play, keeping him alive. Actually staying alive because he bought a double Fluffy Hat. Sometimes this game is magical. Those Jurgurut familiars are looking to be pounced out again. As a Jurgurut, 6 deaths on the Visage. Omar is almost the same net worth. That's mainly because Omar stupidly farmed. And they already took down all 3 outer tier 1 towers. Natty just barely crawling back towards his behind the tier 2 tower, and it's looking pretty good for Ooredoo at this stage in the game. There's also the Orchid on the Russell NP. For Shard, you're gonna have to deal with split pushes. That's why bots is pretty useful for the Wyvern, and also just Wyvern loves having ridiculous movement speed once he gets Ags.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Coming in, Natty Narwhal. Farming all these treants that give 8 gold apiece. Well, that one even gives 7, I think. Or was it 37? Probably was a different creep.
Radiant's top tower is in danger.
Nasphere going for the Yasha. Probably Manta style kind of game, especially against the Orchid. And, well, to be fair, multitude of spells. The Frostbite can be annoying if you don't have spin available. Jump in onto Noob. This could be a big he tosses Noob away, but will still get caught inside the macro fire. Omar does have a blink dagger. They're ready. But they do manage to kill off Noob, and that is a pretty big kill, because Noob was top net worth of the dire side and level 12. CK popping his illusions. Omar is going to get cracked for lore, trying to get away, staying healed up thanks to the healing ward that's still alive. Omni Slash comes in, and that's not going to be able to keep the Crystal Maiden alive. That extra armor that you gain is not enough against the Omni Slash with all the Maelstrom procs. They find themselves 3 kills, still looking for the tier 1 tower towards mid. They do have a catapult there, so it is dropping slowly but surely. That was a fairly influential engagement for X3. Putting Juggernaut now on the top spot of the net with chart. Even though Sugarrat is stupidly poor, this item is worth a full 5k item in a team fight. Especially against stuff like Kisses and Freezing Field, Avatas. If you can deny the one-shot potential, it is already too much value that you gain. Lurking about. Can they get a nice secure roll? Top side. Natty Narwhal, this is big. No curse for the next fight. And the Wyvern will be melted. Natty Narwhal taken down. He's going for the Ags. High ground ward coming into play. That's the Tinker ward right there. They ping it out. Actually, I think the Dire pinged it out. But that's a very nice kill secured. Honestly, I would have expected them to go into Roche immediately. They have minus armor from the little shredder. They've got a CK, NP. Bro, they just lost Natty Narwhal in the exact same position. Like, Natty Narwhal died there. SMN got tossed back from there. My guys.
Radiant's top tower is in danger.
Unless he's going for the Manta. I want to see him go for the Maelstrom, for the Shard immediately after the Manta though. But he also needs a Scotty this game, because the enemies, the CK heals like crazy.
Uproot and after them.
And you also need to be able to find a way to just kill off the CK illusions very quickly, which goes really well with the spin of the Shard. This is Familiar, scouting the area. Omar's gonna get spotted. Familiars want to check out Roche. And Sugar's just giving away money, by the way. Because if you have the Familiars very far from you, they don't get the Gravekeeper's Cloak buff. They just die. Nasphere, speaking of dying, he does not have a way out. He's just going to get one pump. The curse onto the Tiny. He is going to get absolutely blasted in the meantime. Valor trying to kill off Russell. Can he get the catch going? He's very close. He needs to get the hits in, but Russell will be able to still alive. There were kisses thrown out on the side on Natty Narwhal, who is going to be scurrying into the trees, flying all the way through. Will not be spotted. Going for the TP back to safety. He will at least keep them kited for a little bit while in the mid lane. Well, Sugar's going to lose another familiar, it seems. I don't really know why he stunned that one. But okay. 7k net was lead now for Ooredoo.
Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant should look to their bottom tower. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Bottom tier 2 does get secured. That's going to be the first tier 2 picked up, plus the outpost in hands. While in the meantime, X3 have not taken... The top tier 1 tower has taken a total of 89 damage. That's the lane where a Visage was playing.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Speaking of the Visage, he's about to die. Again, 7 deaths on a Visage.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
That is pretty abysmal. Noob pops the BKB. That's a bit of a surprise here for the side of X3. They need to disengage Russell. Doesn't have a... Well, he does have a Sprout. Never mind. And Valor will be tossed back by Omar. Right on top of Noob. Russell gets the kill. He's on a killing spree on that NP. There's definitely a severe difference between the offlaners this game. On one hand, you have a core that's almost a support, and on the other hand, you have a core that is just absolutely the top dog on the side of Ooredoo. Guess they want to try and contest Roche, but it's already almost dead. And Omar is there to tank any smokes. However, they're going past him. Roche is dead. Going in for the spin to win. Doesn't hit anything with the spin to win. CK in the pit is going to get the stun in. The heals are actually going to get cancelled in the end. Ooredoo does get sniped, but they did already lose their Marcy in the process. Nice ice blast coming in, but they will blow up Sugar again. Make that a second with SMN. Natty Narwhal does have an Omni Slash, a curse which he can use possibly. But he's looking for a better target to curse. And he's just going to go for the straight TP attempt. Will not be able to get the TP to safety. The only one who does disengage is Nasphere. And yeah, they went for a Roche fight without vision, without all their players alive. It's just, you're asking to lose this on X3 side.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I guess Juggernaut with Midas wins games. Juggernauts without Midas loses them. And Omar is... Well, he's done with the 4-staff. Can't get it delivered just yet. Jump in, toss back. Omar's playing like a god on the Tiny. Absolutely beast-like. Nasphere does have the spin. Should be able to kill off the Tiny at the very least. Yeah, he doesn't have the shard yet, so the damage on this Juggernaut's just so much weaker. If he gets shard, his damage output is immensely improved. Bonus movement speed 100. He also gets an auto attack in his spin. It is reduced damage, but you still get the proc from like the Maelstrom and whatnot. Oh, nice timing there on the spin. But Reality Rift, he could get blown up, so he needs to get back quickly. The CK illusions are fairly nasty. Look at all those tomatoes. Return of the killer tomatoes. Shard is done on Nesphere. Level 20 talent's also going to be pretty big. The 150 Blade Fury DPS.
Pick it up, Morgan.
Valor is going for a Midas after his blink. Well, if the game is going to be extended by that much, maybe. Natty Norwal's axe is going to be pretty big, but again, Wyvern is just such a slow farmer that the items are pretty amazing, but to get to that point, you need to either have a superb good early game, or now you kind of need to have a superb good early game. Oh, Noob actually gets killed off. Kill goes to Valor. That gets him very close, well, a lot closer to the Hanamitis. Did he pop BKB? He didn't pop the BKB. He does have a Shadow Blade on Snapfire. That is an interesting one. Going a Blink Dagger as well. Does kind of force X3 to have some smokes on hand. Yeah, you already see the Marcy with the smoke. Natty, gotta be careful, because Omar's nearby. Drums get used. Natty's gonna get jumped, and Natty is dead. Crystal ulti on top. Curse thrown onto a creep to interrupt the freezing field. And Omar, he's trying to pump out the last remaining bit of damage. But that curse was, well, at least it, I guess, sort of saved him for half a second. Can he get away is the big question, though. No, he actually is out of Arctic Burn. So, unless they can... maybe with the sidekick they could keep him alive. Or he's just going to Golden Raise himself. Nesphere jumps in. Omni's an illusion. And the Avatos will still find Natty Narwhal. And Omar gets by far the biggest tip of his life. They get the tier 3 tower towards bottom as well in the meantime. Yeah, this is just, they're getting freaking fucked on the side of X3. It's beyond insanity how hard they're being outplayed. Sugarrut, you know, why not add in another death? They're already at 8. Make it a nice 9. 6-9. And they'll just mow down the bottom set of racks. Slawi does not have an Aegis. But there's also no Omni available. Curse is going to be on cooldown for 25 seconds. SMN is going to be on cooldown for 44 seconds. Nesphere charging in with the spin. He is going to get stuck inside Sprout. Doesn't actually... He's stuck. He gets completely stuck there. And can they get him out? No! The Cold Embrace won't be able to keep him alive against Noob's Magic Blast. Now Nesphere is dead for a solid 60 seconds. Curse is up. Just sell your freaking magic wand and get yourselves an Axe. Okay, he does have Axe now done. At the very least, he's got one of the tools needed, but they are just so far behind. Jump comes in. The Curse will actually taunt Russell back. NP is going to get taken down. Slawi slowed down. Look at that slow. It is pretty pesky. Omar does go in with the Avatos to get the kill onto Valor, but there is no running away once Natty Narwhal starts slowing you down. He actually did not go for the Arctic Burn debuff duration increase. Went for the Splinter Blast Shatter Radius, which is very nice if you get to level 25 at one point. And you get the shard. That's the real Slawi. SMN trying to run away. Ice Bath not going to come out on time. Natty Narwhal, he actually TP'd in with almost no mana left. So, dip sauce. Like, if they responded slightly faster to the fact that a CK walked up the high ground, they might have been able to kill him. Sugarrut, don't walk outside your base. Valor trying to save his teammate's life. Slavi going for the TP, no Basher available onto Nesphere. He's going to focus his attention onto Ixen. Will be Ooh, actually has a 4-staff. Omar walking in the area. Also has a 4-staff. Has a blink. Gets the kill onto Valor. The lightning procs is don't actually. The Maelstrom bounce comes in and Nesphir gets a double kill. Going for the spin TP and will be able to get away. But yeah, they need to counter ward that. They're still alive. But they are losing like a lot of players every single fight. Bottom, sure. Yeah, this fish is literally not doing anything. It's going AC next. I would just rather see him get an A on this at this stage so that they are slightly distracted once they jump in.
Middle tower is under attack.
The seeds of fortune.
Get 500 gold on Marcy about 5 minutes ago. Now he's 900. He's getting about 100 GPM.
Fire and ice.
Actually, is it 200 GPM? How much GPM? He has 230 GPM on the Marcy this game. Oh! 230 GPM is quite painful. Nazi's gone for the blink. Interesting choice. I guess being caught out the entire time is kind of painful. Full blood thrown on the CK now as well. Nazi actually needs a BKB because they honestly have nothing to do to you if you pop BKB except for probably the Reality Rift. That's the only thing that they can use against you.
Don't underestimate.
Because they don't have like a Basher or any BKB piercing spells.
Your reputation precedes you.
But Noob is getting to the point where he hits like a truck. Those shredded multi-shots getting very close. They're smoking out. But smoke gank is going to get tanked by Ixen already. Like, they immediately got that smoke tank ganked. Actually, going further down the line, the curse gets thrown out onto the CK. Look at the damage coming out from Natty Narwhal, blowing up Slawi. The spin from Nesphir going to get the kill. Omni Slash bouncing all over the place. And it continues on forward, but it goes to Russell. It was one hit onto Slawi to take him down, and the silence comes in onto Natty Narwhal. He's trying to man-fight Slawi. In comes Nesphir charging forward. The Avatos will get rid of Natty. But it is at least Slawi taken down and Nesphir staying alive for now. He is walking towards Russell. But they're so unlucky as well. It needed one more hit to kill off the CK, and it's like, no. Let's just bounce to the longest range bounce ever onto the NP. I didn't even know that it could bounce that far. Double damage Snapfire, pretty scary to deal with. They do have Shurgura back, which means nothing. And Marcy, which also kind of means nothing. I mean, I guess it's a catch. But Omar does have enough money for a full Lotus Orb to be secured. Shurgurat is still building up the AC. Roche is up though, that's an Aegis plus shard. During Curse, this Wyvern actually does significant amount of damage. I think Nesphir did spin during that Curse a little bit too soon. And yeah, they can't contest Roche whatsoever. So that's going to be a free shard and Aegis for Ooredoo. I guess. Who's going to get the shard? Ixen? Maybe?
Mortality.
I think yeah, so that you have moving, or are they gonna give it to the tiny? Which, fuck that. Oh, Valor coming in. Actually, they wanted to give the shard off. And Omar forced after the low ground is gonna die. Nesfir with the spin does get the win.
You brought a rock to a sword fight.
Still 24k behind though, and the age onto the CK, who is a beast, but can be countered. Because that Scotty is also on the mind of Nesfir against an insane amount of healing. The game is never over against a Wyvern Wyvern mid.
And ice.
Invisibility.
It's not easy at all, but it's not over yet.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Top lane, they lose the tier 3 tower, by the way, which definitely gives away that they're trying to take a fight here on the side of X3. Noob is invised up, but they don't have a gem or invis detection here. And yeah, they guess incorrectly. Noob is walking further forward. Actually, Noob is going in here, trying to burst down Sugarrat. Does manage to get him low, but Sugarrat is going to stay alive. Noob is actually going to be the one dying in the process. Dragback Slawi needs to be a little bit careful. They do not have the Wyvern here, though. That's the big issue for the Radiant side. And in comes Ike to look at that damage, getting rid of the 2 support solo. While Nesfir, stuck inside the root, will be overwhelmed by all the CK illusions and will die. Sugar does buy back. But yeah, they didn't have the Wyvern. And no Wyvern, no damage. Well, not no damage, but nowhere near the amount of damage that you want.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
Wyvern is smoked up. Curse comes out, going in for Slawi. He does have that Aegis, so a second life is available. The spin to win. Slawi. So close will lose that Aegis, but he still has a full second life, and they need to be careful. Nesfir's on the run, but he's going to... Actually, they're not going to go in onto Nesfir. Omar is going to be the one taken down. That's the gem dropped. It's a 31k net worth advantage. Valor is stuck inside the sprout. The leash is pretty pesky. He cannot walk... Well, he does have phase boot, so he can actually technically walk out. But a 4-staff is definitely a must at this stage in the game. No Wyvern ulti for 40 seconds. And again, high ground push halted by Ooredoo. Bottom lane, Slawi going in onto Sugarrat. Golden Rage keeps him alive for a little bit longer. Slawi pops his illusions. There's a curse available in a bit. They need to find the real Slawi. But the stun is onto Natty, and that is going to be the Wyvern taken care of. Does not have a chance to get that curse off and will die. Buyback does come through towards mid. It's Noob chilling with Nesfir. Nesfir does have his level 25. Omni/Duration has been chosen. They only have mid-set racks left, and there are no buybacks on the Radiant side. All 5 buybacks on cooldown. And there's nothing to stop Ooredoo to take the ancient, the megas here. Especially not when Russell comes walking. Nesfir already used the spin. This is probably a very good time to try and kill him. However, you do still, again, have to be fearful of the curse. He does have a blink. CM actually went for 200 attack speed down. Russell gets omnied. And the toss away from Omar tanks that entire shenanigan. They will lose Crystal Maiden in the meantime. The spin continues. Nesphir, however, he's in trouble. Manta Muse coming out, and he will find the kill at the very least onto Russell, but Russell has a buyback. And in the meantime, Noob soloed Natty. GG gets called, and that is going to be Ooredoo Thunders taking the series against X3. Took quite some time, but honestly, Omar played a superb game number 3 on that Tiny. Was absolutely phenomenal in his performance, and definitely, in my book, the MVP this series. But with that, of course, Ooredoo wins the first game in this first series in this Dota 2 Champions League Season 13. My name was DK Truman. I'll be going offline now. Hopefully you enjoyed the cast. I'm fairly tired. I need some rest. And in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, ladies and gents. DK Truman, out.